Happy Friday, guys. It's your boy Stas here. Cheers, by the way. I appreciate you all for tuning in as Sofi stock is down. We're down over 2.2% as every index in the U.S. market is in the green. So, guys, listen, we have to go over Sofi and cover their upcoming earnings. We're going to break that down here in a couple of minutes. And their earnings, they're in a couple of weeks. But let's cover what the analysts are expecting, what analysts in general are saying about the stock right now, and overall, we're going to break down my thoughts, guys. You know the drill here by now, so hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join the Patreon for my portfolio updates. That's linked down below. Also in the comments, I actually just posted the weekly recap, and I bought more of a stock, and we did a performance update earlier today. Check it out. Again, link down below, or it's in the comments, guys. Make sure you guys join. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive into it. So again, Sofi is down over 2.2% with all of that drop coming in the first 5-10 minutes of trading. We opened up at about $26 and 10, 15, 20 cents. And well, we dumped all the way down to 25.06 in the first 5-10 minutes of trading, which that ended up being a drop of around 4%, over 4% in the first 5 minutes of trading there. And we've kind of been, consolidating, if you will, since that point, right? Hovering around 25, 25.50. That's where we've been over the last 3 hours now, as it is about 12:30 p.m. East Coast time. So Sofi is seeing a red day, guys, in the midst of a green day for stocks. In other words, the little downtrend on the 5-day, 5-minute is continuing, right? Very, subtly here. But we did take the lows out from yesterday, from Wednesday, all week pretty much. We broke the lows today. So that's what's going on in the midst of, again, a day where the Dow's up 1%, over 1%, SPY's up about 0.5%, QQQ's up 0.2. Let's see, the Russell, holy moly, guys, the Russell's up 1.5%, leading the way here. So small caps are ripping. We're ripping across the board. But again, SoFi's down. And overall, you can see here we got hit at the 180 moving average on this 30-minute chart. So we got hit at another lower high. So again, this has been the case for the last couple of weeks, right? And not even couple of weeks, really just the last 2 weeks, give or take. And that's still the case right now. You can see if I draw this handy dandy channel tool out, we can see we are going for the bottom of that channel. We're kind of there already as of now, guys, and you can see it even more on the 1 hour chart. So yeah, I say that to say this. The bulls are nowhere to be found in the very short term. But I'm still sticking to the fact that I said, or what I said yesterday, what I've been saying. I don't think the run is done quite yet. I think this is a much needed pullback, right? And we can't time exactly when we're going to get the rebound, guys. That's not how this works. If that's how it worked, everybody would be rich, right? So we can't time the exact bottom, the exact turnaround point, but I think we're getting close, man. That's just my prediction. We're oversold. We're heading into earnings here. I think on the 28th of October, I think we will get some hype built up into earnings, and it's only the 3rd of October, guys. We still have a good amount of time left, about 3 weeks, right? Or even 4 weeks, 3-4 weeks. But I think we'll start to see a bottom being put in here, and even some hype before earnings. That's what I personally think. So speaking of earnings, guys, let's dive into Yahoo Finance very quickly. Smash that like button, by the way, guys. Make sure to subscribe, follow along if you haven't done so already. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, following the channel, the content. You guys are awesome, man. Without you, this obviously wouldn't be possible. I'd be like a crazy guy just talking to the camera to nobody, right? Well, I guess I am doing that, but at least you guys are watching, right? If there were no viewers, it wouldn't make sense, right? So I appreciate you guys. So right now we're sitting at a $30 billion market cap on Sofi. which is wild, considering when I first started buying it. Where was that market cap, man? Like 6, 7, 8, 9 billion, 10 billion, that range. So we have come up a lot, $30 billion. And so has the valuation, right? We can see here the price to earnings ratio is sitting at a 50 right now, trailing 12 months. You can see that. And earnings date, again, it's on the 28th of this month. So we're coming up. So, yeah, the PE is a little high. I'll be the first to tell you that. It's a little high. But then again, the forward is a 47, the forward PE, which is still arguably a little high, but it is under what the trailing PE is, and the price of sales is around a 9 to a 10. And SoFi's price of sales has always been a little higher, considering the growth, right? And people are excited about it. When people are excited about a growth company, it's a little more highly valued. That price of sales is going to be a little higher. So they've always had a price of sales that was up there. Trailing PE, forward PE is a little frothy, arguably right now, if you're just looking at the PE, which that's not the only way, or that shouldn't be the only metric you look at to analyze a stock. But you could argue, all right, maybe it's a little too hot. But then again, the PE has come down a lot from where it was, a couple weeks ago, right? And as of now, when it comes to analysts in general, we can see most analysts have SoFi as a hold. So as of October right now, we have 11 hold ratings. We have 5 buy ratings. It looks like 1 strong buy rating, and also a couple underperform, a couple sell ratings. That's where we're at right now, guys, which makes sense as SoFi stock has gone up a lot. When a stock goes up a ton, these analysts, they're gonna they're gonna change up their recommendations, re-rate the stock, in other words. So we have a lot of hold ratings right now, which I tend to agree with. I've said before, I'm looking to buy SoFi as a swing trade, right? For that rebound, which I think we will get as hype builds up into earnings. But analysts, their buy ratings aren't based on that, right? They usually look at 6 to 12 months out, and that's how they usually rate it. And in that case, I would agree with it being a hold. If I'm looking at 12 months out as a longer term investment, I'm not rushing to buy SoFi here. I'm looking to hold my long-term investment. I'm not selling, but I'm not buying either. But as a trade, again, once those charts confirm that pop, then I'm going to be looking to buy it as a trade, a quick in and out. But you guys have to realize these analyst recommendations are not, quick in and out trade recommendations. These are like 12 months. Usually when you're dealing with the analyst price targets, the analyst recommendations, they're 12 months out, So for example, these price targets, the average price target, it's a 12-month price target, guys, is $21.50 a share for SoFi. We're currently at 25. The high price target is 31, which is that all-time high that we just hit pretty much, right? And the low is $6 a share. Who thinks here that SoFi is going to get back to 6? If that happens, guys, big problems for SoFi. If this thing gets back now, in my opinion, to single digits, that would not be good. Either SoFi fundamentally has collapsed, or the overall market dumped 30 to 20, 30%, 40%. That is what would have to happen to get SoFi back to single digits, which I don't know. I don't think it'll get back there, but you never say never, right? Never say never. So you never know. And based on analysts here for the quarter they're about to report earnings for on the 28th of this month, analysts have them doing, based on 8 analysts, average EPS rather of 8 cents. Last year it looks like they did 5 cents, so that's pretty good there. And the high estimate is 10 cents, and the low estimate is, funny enough, 8 cents, the same as the average estimate. But that's what we're looking at there, EPS wise. And revenue, this is what we have to pay attention to, guys. Based on 11 analysts, the average estimate is $880 million. $849 million is the low, and the high is $915 million, with them doing $690 million of sales a year ago. So, guys, there's a reason why that price to earnings is a little high. You could debate if it's frothy or not, whatever. It's because they're growing revenues at pretty much 30% right now. That's good. That's pretty freaking good in this market. So that's going to bring in a higher, or it's going to warrant a higher PE ratio. It just is what it is. And for the current year, I mean, look, they're projecting SoFi 32% revenue growth, which is great. Very good. It looks like the average revenue estimate for the year is $3.45 billion. And last year they did 2.61. So that's that 32% growth. Very good, man. Very good, if you ask me. So yeah, SoFi at this point, guys, you could argue it's breaking trend. Holy smokes, it's selling off. We're toast. But honestly, I don't agree. I think overall, yeah, we are seeing some selling, but it's rightfully so. We've been in need of this sell off. We're almost in a bear market. We're down 18%. Very healthy pullback. And I just don't see a world where SoFi just collapses here in this market right now towards $20 or under $20. I just don't see it. So I think into earnings, we're going to get some hype. And depending on how those earnings actually go, a rebound could be coming. We shall see. But overall, I'm not panicking. I'm not freaking out about this downtrend. It's not even downtrending, guys. It's still uptrending in the long term. But I guess in the shorter term, it's downtrending. I don't care. I'm not freaking out. I think hype's going to build up before earnings. And we'll see. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, and check out the Patreon. Guys, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing in my portfolio, every week we're posting updates in the beginning of the week and the end of the week. I actually just posted the weekly recap update. I bought more of a stock. We also did a performance review, right? Going over how the portfolio's done. So check it out. It's on Patreon, also in the comments, or go to stasurfs.com/Patreon. That's linked down below as well if you're watching on YouTube, in the comments on Facebook. So guys, check it out. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.